Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Megan, and I'm back with another video, which is not a library book haul prediction video, which I almost said. I am here today with a book haul. Recently, I went to a few independent bookstores in Toronto, and I picked up a haul. I can't even lift it. I bought some books, so let's get into what I bought. Okay, heavy. Okay, let me just organize this a little bit. Okay, here we go. So, starting off, oh, the sun. Okay. Alright. My books keep falling. It's fine. So, the first, actually, before I even say what the first bookstore is, we went to 9 bookstores between the streets of Dufferin, Bloor, and Spadina. Most of them are on College Street. So the first bookstore we went to was called Little Ghosts. It's, I think this one's not on College. It's on, un momento please. Little Ghosts is on Dundas Street. So Little Ghosts is a independent bookstore that is its focus is on horror books, and I just really liked the aesthetic of this place. Like, it was very clean, the bookshelves were like black, and like it just was super I don't know, like I just loved everything about it. And like there was a little cafe that you could grab a little coffee or whatever, and they had like a little upstairs and with more books and stuff like that. I like the whole horror aspect that they had going on, and the fact that their store called Little Ghost is really cute. So I ended up picking up Miss Peregrine's Museum of Wonders by Ransom Riggs. So this came out, I believe, this year or last year, and this is like a companion novel. Oh, it came out last year. This is a companion novel to the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series that he wrote. I don't know what it's about exactly. I feel like it's just, oh, it's like a guide to like all of the, maybe a bunch of different things. But I saw that this came out and I was really interested in it, and so now I can add it to my collection because I own all of the books. So that's this one. The next bookstore we went to was called Type Books. This is the second location that I've been to. I have been to the Dundas location, and now this one, which is on, this one was on Queen Street. And there I bought Untamed Shore by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I've never heard of this book. Apparently this book came out this year. I didn't even know. I swear, this woman has books that I'm like, they keep cropping up, and I'm like, I've never heard of this. Like, there are books I know that I'm missing from my collection, but I'm like, and I saw this and I was like, I don't own this one. I have no idea what it's about, but it looks like it takes place on a beach. And it looks like there are people, maybe people are stranded on this beach, but I mean, I love her writing, and I've pretty much loved everything that she's written, so I wouldn't be surprised if I don't love this one. So I'm excited to add this to my collection. The next store we went to was called She Said Boom. This is also the second location that I visited. Last year I visited the one on what is that street? It is I'm not from Toronto, guys. Ronsonsvale. There we go. It's spelt funny, so it's hard to pronounce it, but that's it. This one was on College Street, I'm pretty sure. Yes, this one was on College Street. This one felt bigger, this location, and the staff was super helpful. Like, they helped me, like, I found, so, okay, before I jump in. So, I found part 1 to Dante's Inferno, or the Divine Comedy, which has, I think one of the volumes has Inferno. But this is next on my classic reads to read project. So I found part 1, and I found part 3. So they helped me find, because I asked if they had 2 and 3. So they found 3 for me, but 2 they did not have. but that's okay. So I have these two right now. I mean, the covers don't match, but they're both Penguin classics, so I'm just like, you know, it's fine. It's cool. But also while I was there, I also picked up I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, which is also going to be one of my classics that I'm going to be reading. And when I picked this cover up, it brought me back to like grade 9, a book that I had to read for that reading program that we had to do in grade 9. I don't know if all like Canadian, like Ontario people had to do like to read. You had to read books for points. I don't even remember what it's called, but and I feel like I read like, and for the longest time I've tried to remember what that book was. All I could remember that it had a reddish cover and it had a castle on it, and I was like, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the book I read. So when I get to this, I'm gonna be thinking about it the entire time, and maybe this is the book that I read. So we'll see. I'm very excited to get to it because of that fact. For that fact, that's that. So then, my phone doesn't want to open. After She Said Boom, we went to Balfour Books, which is also on College Street, and we literally walked to most of these places. And this is where I picked up part 2 of of The Divine Comedy. Also, does not match so all 3 do not match. I should put this one here. Woo! I should throw it. Yeah. So yeah, they don't match, but you know what? They're all Penguin classics, but different versions of Penguin classics. Like, it's so interesting, the different versions. They probably all came out in different years. But yeah, I mean, I kind of wish they all looked like this version, because I have a few other classics that are kind of in this version. But, you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. And I think I paid like $5 or $7 for these each, which is not bad. So, and the guy was really helpful too. Like, I was looking through it and I was like, oh look, I can see part 1 and I see part 3 again. I was like, they don't have part 2. And the guy's like, what are you looking for? And I told him, he's like, no, we have it in Pocketbook. And he was like, show me where it was. And so I was able to get that. So I'm excited that I have all 3 so that I can dive into that as my next classic read. So then the next bookstore we went to was Sellers and Newell's Secondhand Books, which is also on College Street. And I picked up 2 books there. So the first book I picked up was Crime and Punishment. I just really like this cover. I mean, I have a few classics in this. This is the Paper Mill Press covers, and the covers are soft. I don't know how to describe this, but they're really soft and they're really like nice. So I'm excited to read this. This is going to be coming up at some point. I picked up, and then the second book I picked up was also Jane Eyre in this lovely edition. So these are the last 2 classics that I picked up for my classics project. So I'm well stocked for that. I really like I'm probably going to end up color coding them on my shelves because I have a few other ones in this. So I'm really excited to do that. Alrighty. Then where did we hit? We hit up Flying Books next. And that's where I picked up Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. This one I've heard of. This one I've seen floating around. This one I feel like people have loved. This looks very like horror. Like, look at the cover. It reminds me of Saw because of it's the way the Saw's eyes are. That's what it reminds me of. I believe this is horror. I think. Oh, she stuck stuff in the book. I didn't even know that. And that stuff are falling out. But it doesn't say what it is. But I'm excited to get to it. I'm just sad that it's hardcover. So now I own, most of the books I own from her are like this one. But this is not my second one that I have as a hardcover. You know what? It's fine. But I'm excited to get to all of her books because I love them so much. Okay. Then we ended up taking a bus because it was too far of a walk. And that's where we went to a place called Baca Phoenix Books, and they're on Harbord Street. And they deal with fantasy and sci-fi books. And I'm going to tell you right now, like, I wanted to buy all of the books. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I'm a fantasy reader. I think I'm more of a sci-fi reader. I think that's what really like intrigues me a lot. But there were so many books that I'm like, I've seen so many people talk about these series, and I'm like, I just want to buy all the books. I just want to see everything. But what I ended up buying, I'm going to take the receipt out, was A Dream So Dark by alllll McKinney. This is the first time I've seen this in paperback, like, and the first time I've ever seen it anywhere. Because even, like, I wanted to buy it on Chapters, and it wasn't in stock, and I'm like, what the heck? So as soon as I saw this, I had another book in my hand, the sequel to She Was the Sun. He drowned the something or whatever it's called. I was gonna actually buy that, but then I saw this and I'm like, no, this is coming home with me, because I read the first book in 2020, I think it was, and I loved it. And I've actually been thinking about getting rid of it because I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to find the rest of the series to collect it. Oh, look at this. Not ready to, no, it doesn't want to go anywhere. So that's not happening. So I'm excited to read this one. I think this is the one I'm most excited to read because I loved the first one. I mean, I'm excited to read all of them, but this one for me. So those are all the books I bought. But I'll just say really quickly that we also went to a bookstore called Caversham Booksellers, and they are basically a nonfiction bookstore, and they're literally like a few doors down from the Baka Phoenix books. You just literally walk a few and they're there. They have a lot of self-help, a lot of parenting, a lot of wellness and mental health. I put that together as one word, wellness. They have a lot of wellness. They have a lot of social justice books. And so, yeah, so if you're looking for anything like that, they have a big psychology section, and, like, I think there's a psychic section they had. Like, it's nothing that would have, I'm like, this is not for me, but anybody who's looking for that kind of thing, that's cool. And then we also hit up Anasi Bookshop, which Anasi is a publishing house here, and so all the books that they have in their bookshop are all the books that they publish there. There are a few books, I think they're all Canadian authors too, because I noticed a lot of books that I've seen on the shelves. Some of them I've actually read because of Canada Reads. So I'm like, oh, I know this, I know that, but there wasn't anything that really stuck out that I was like, ooh, I'm going to buy this. So I didn't buy anything from there. But those were the 9 bookstores I went to, and those were the 10 books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 books that I bought. So, if you've read any of those books, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, do your thing. That is all I have for you guys, so I'll see you all in my next video. So, thanks and bye, guys!